Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how you can integrate a Copilot agent with Dataverse using Copilot Studio. We will dive into how you can use Dataverse not just as a knowledge base, but also as a more refined data source for your Copilot. Okay, here we are in Copilot Studio and I have prepared an agent for our case. The simplest way to integrate Dataverse with Copilot Agent is to connect it directly as a knowledge source. So you click here on Add Knowledge, choose Dataverse, and from that we can choose from different tables from the Dataverse. In our case we take the project rooms table, which is from a model-driven app I have created. This turns Dataverse into a knowledge base your agent can pull information from. And as you can see, it's already added and we can start asking the agent for specific projects. Okay, let's see what the response is. List me all projects where I have access to. And what we can see, the agent goes to the knowledge base, it pulls all the information from the table, and we can see all the projects that are listed. But there's an issue with the links. Sometimes they are shown, sometimes they are not. In our case, the customer doesn't want the user to see the reference, because the reference points directly to the model-driven app with the table. If you want more control over how data is filtered or retrieved, there's a better way to do it. To get more specific, you can create a custom topic in Copilot Studio. In our example, we want Copilot Studio to list all assigned projects. Here we have the default ones. Let's create a new topic from blank. We have the Dataverse table specifically for that. Okay, so we have the trigger. The trigger needs a description when it's activated. So basically we say if the user asks for his projects where he is either assigned as an owner or directly assigned as a member. Okay, so let's name the topic to show my projects. And then save it. So every time the user asks for his projects, this topic should be activated and executed. The next step is to establish a connection to your Dataverse table by using the connector and the action list rows from selected environment. So now we have the action added, and what we need to do next is go to properties and select the environment. So I'm choosing my environment, and then we need to choose the table, which is project rooms, like mentioned before. All right. So now it's configured, and we want to add another action here so that we can get a generative answer from the bot itself. Okay, so then let's add this generative answers action. And let's put in the value we've got from the previous action. So let's select the list records with organization value and see what we get. Okay, so it's expecting a string. So what we can do here is we go to formula and say we want to convert it to JSON, use the topic variable, list records with organization.value. And this should give us a JSON representation of the array we've got. Let's insert this, save it, and let's give it a try. So we go to our bot and say list all my projects. And what we should get here is that we see, after allowing the connection, that we see the kind of similar answer that we got before, but now we have the option to tweak it. Okay, so here it is. It's listing 5 projects, with some extra metadata, and we have the reference to the Dataverse table, which we want to change. To make sure that the generative responses from the Copilot agent are well structured and include clickable references, you can use fxquery to add 2 columns to the table. Content and content location are needed. This ensures that Copilot generates a response that references a project. The user can click on the project URL directly instead of seeing just a Dataverse link. For that, we need a new action that is called set variable value. And this action creates a new variable, which we want to call projects transformed. Okay, let's save it. And we want to set the value to a specific formula. So in our case, we use the for all loop, and we say for each record in this array, we want to add a column which is called content and the column content location. Copilot uses this to make these references and uses the content for the evaluation. Okay, so in our case, we have a content which is populated with a title of our column, but we also want to extend it with the URL. So we say URL and append it with the project URL. Okay, and the content location is not our Dataverse link, but the content the project URL itself. So we again use the column project URL from our table and save this. Okay, all done. So what we need to do next is to change the generative answer properties. All right, so previously we have set the JSON representation for this array as the import value. But what we need to do now is we change it to just a simple prompt where we say list all projects as a bullet list. But we change the data source. So let's go over to edit and click classic data and use custom data. So let's choose from our environment the project transformed variable. And this is basically our data, which is used to evaluate the information. So we say list all the projects in the bullet list. We use this custom data we have transformed, and then let's save this and give it another try. List all my projects. And what we should see here is that we have a different kind of experience now. Let's wait for the results. All right, so what we see here is that we have a different project listed. It's called project 001 and it has the project URL, and the reference is our specific site collection, which is mapped to this project. And this is how you can change all the representation by using the content column and the content location column. And that's it. By setting up a custom topic and refining the data, you can create a more seamless and user-friendly experience with your Copilot. I hope this helps you level up your Copilot integration. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you. Bye.